So, we see a lot of plans from a lot of people who are just, so one point I really want to make is that the first thing that you do when you start a business is you don't look for funding. I think the first thing you should be doing is first build something. First build something that's sort of like a proof of concept or something which you can show to an investor, as opposed to saying that, if I had $500,000, I would do this XYZ thing. So I would say that first build something and then try to raise funding, as opposed to saying that I want to raise funding so I can build something. And especially if you're in the IT or internet space, it's really not that expensive to build something.
Yeah, just one thing. So basically, it's like this: if you're saying that पंखा में break नहीं आना चाहिए, that's the wrong approach. That's what he said.
And I'll give you a very interesting example. My wife tells me almost like every other week, I have an idea. We can probably do a business on this. So, there are so many ideas, people keep getting, so at times it so happens that that there's a problem that can be solved if you do things differently, right? So, and all of us, people generally has a human mindset, you always keep questioning things, you keep coming up with innovative things. And thing is that idea is not business, so idea means fine, you identified an opportunity, but then how do you take it forward? Do you really believe in it? If you really believe in it, are you going to put your money on it? So I think lots of things are important. So when you're a first-time entrepreneur, yes, you have an idea. You need to really make sure that you test it out with the right set of people, with the experts in the area. And then do some further market research in terms of, while you may have identified a customer segment, but then you need to do some market research to really see whether the customer is going to pay the price you're expecting them to pay. And then, make sure that once people who believe in you, at least, help you kick it off in the beginning. And I think once you've done that, and the most important aspect to that is then getting some people with you together as a team. And I think that's where once you start getting more and more confidence, and everybody starts getting confidence in you, and, at some point, VCs will also get interested in you.
I would very much echo that, and it goes back to the point of looking at from outside in, looking at from the customer's perspective, finding a solution, building on that, and trying to align your short-term objectives with long-term vision. And should that be the case, and you're passionate about it, you will make a start. And as you make a start, investors will come along with you. I don't know if the other panelists really believe this, but what we've observed is some of the senior people sitting here who do recruit people for their companies, or if you speak to a headhunter, what they normally do is you're looking out for people who are not seeking jobs. You see, a company wants to recruit a person who's not really actively seeking a job. If I can draw some parallel in the investment side also, if you've started on something and you are doing well, you will find investors coming and knocking your doors.
So show commitment. I think you have to get out of your job. That is the ultimate commitment that you can show. And we are a third party as an investor. So that commitment is absolutely essential. I think the analogy that I think about in my head is you were buying your first house. If a real estate guy told you, 10 of you give me the money, I'll go buy a land and then build a property, without showing you anything, would you buy that first house? Nobody would. I think that's the way. Take that first step, only then approach funding. I think he made an important point. Funding is just one of the parts of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Don't give it too much importance.
Having said that, there have been examples of people in India who have structured a funding deal before they quit their jobs and the VC backed them. I can think of Raman Roy as an example, who founded SpectraMind. But that was an exceptional case where he had unique skills and experience for over 15 years, or for at least, maybe 7, 8 years, at least 10 years, of actually doing that thing inside a company for somebody else. And he was the only guy who could have done it. And therefore, the VC picked him up. Right? So unless you're in that position, it's kind of hard for VCs for you to raise venture capital, while you're still in a job and say, here's my PowerPoint and boss, paise dal do, main to quit karunga. You could do that with an uncle, with relatives, with friends, but perhaps that's the route you should look at. Yeah. Okay, so there are lots and lots of questions. Maybe we need to move a little faster, and so perhaps all four of us need not answer every question. Okay, here's a question from Rafiq, MindSource Solutions. Rafiq, where are you? Yeah, thanks, Rafiq. I'm going to modify your question. I'll read out a question, I'll modify it. Apart from funding startups and mentoring support, to what extent Indian VCs add value? Basically, यार, ऐसा है, when we are raising money upfront first time, all VCs look the same. यार, सब कोट टाई पहन के आते हैं, अंग्रेजी ठीक बोलते हैं, बहुत smart होते हैं. Okay, so and they all say we will add value. We'll not just put money, we'll add value, right? But it's very hard for entrepreneurs to be able to judge, which kind of VC is going to add more kind of value, and so on. So apart from the money, and the entrepreneur is really not interested in valuation. He believes he can do it. That's why he's an entrepreneur. He just wants the money. But the fact of the matter is that, bundled along with the capital comes the capitalist, right? So how should an entrepreneur judge? Who would like to go? You want to go? Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I think, that's a very good question, because typically it so happens that, and he rightly said, everybody says we can add value. And some of the angel networks which are around, I think there are lots of people who actually, that as a network, they fund early stage companies, and, there are people who come forward also to basically then tell you, yes, I'm also interested in this idea and maybe I can work along with you. But it's very difficult to assess, whether the kind of support, they're promising you will get or not. But you will see the seriousness depending on the kind of, fund commitment they're making and the kind of, vision they actually show you along with your vision. So I think, it's kind of a mutual interaction that you have with them over a couple of interactions that you are able to assess whether they're really serious about adding value.
Best way to judge that, in my mind, is exactly the reverse of the process that we do for a team. You should go out and speak with the companies that we have funded in the past. If you don't know the folks, then ask the VC firm for introductions for that. You should do the same amount of due diligence. Maybe not go that far, but do your due diligence on the venture capitalist. It is like a marriage. It's a 5-7 year haul. So you had better do your due diligence before you get into it.
You want to go?
I was just echoing exactly what he said, that you need to do that as well.
Okay, there's a question which says, kindly compare exit strategies between US and India and time frames. Who asked that question? Nobody? Okay. The question is turned up. Yeah. But I'd like to modify the question. I'm not sure the answer is very practical. I mean, useful in practical terms for, it doesn't matter whether it's